Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. No restrictions, where there's a little bit of everything. Today I wanted to do a drawing story time for you guys. Basically, this story is about chair stealing that happened last year in one of my classes, and it was a pretty big event that was going on like throughout the year, and it is a lot funnier than it sounds, so definitely stay tuned. I would really appreciate it. So this story took place in one of my classes, which is called a core class. Basically, a core class is a class which you are streamed in, so they will organize you in different classes according to your marks. So in this core class, you are in the same class for 3 subjects. So the 3 subjects were religion, maths, and English. So we would all be in the same classes for these 3 subjects. So in this core class, I did have a few people that I knew and that were my friends, but my main and closest friend was this girl called Jenny. And basically I was never in any of her classes before these 2 years of being in our core class. But after these 2 years, I can safely say that she is one of my closest friends. So for that, I honestly really appreciate my core class. But me and Jenny were definitely very isolated in the class. This was because our class was unfortunately very divided and separated. Everyone would go into their different groups, and it would just be very awkward to try and mingle with different people because they would be so restricted to their own groups. So yes, it was hard to make friends with some people because they were so confined to their own groups. And yeah, it was just sad that our class wasn't very close as other classes were. I didn't get to know people as well as I wanted to, and after 2 years, there's some people that I haven't even talked to. So our class was very segregated, so that's why I was kind of grateful for the story that I'm going to tell you guys, because I feel like it really sort of helped to bond our class, and it gave us all something to laugh about and talk about, and it was just a really funny thing that happened, and that's something I'll probably remember for a while. And I'm a very forgetful person, as all my friends will know, so yeah, I really appreciated that. So the class that the chair stealing actually happened in was maths, and the funny thing was that in the 2-year period that I was in this core class, the first year nothing happened, but it was only in the second year that people started to take each other's seats and the whole fiasco began. So me and Jenny used to sit beside each other in maths. We actually sat beside each other in English as well, and in RE we were actually put in seating for part of the year, but when we were allowed to choose our seats, we sat beside each other because, as I said, we are very close friends, and it was as a result of this core class. So at the start of this 2-year period with my core class, when we walked into our maths room, we were all able to decide where we wanted to sit. So here I'm just drawing like a bird's eye view of our classroom plan. So basically, as I'll show you guys, me and Jenny used to sit at the seat at the very back of the class in the left-hand corner. So we were pretty hidden from the rest of the class. The teacher wouldn't usually ask us many questions, and there's a lot of space back there, so it was a really comfortable place to sit, and we could just have a lot of banter and just talk away, and it was a really nice place to sit. Whereas at the very front of the classroom in the right hand corner, it was very squishy and it wasn't the most nice place to sit. There wasn't much space. It was just not a nice place to sit. So this whole fiasco that happened in our class was basically started by 2 people called James and Tom. James, I think, was the main person that coordinated this, and it was kind of because of these 2 people that this whole thing happened and that it became the whole class being involved. As I showed you guys in the previous clip, there was 2 seats at the front of the classroom that were very undesirable, and this is where James and Tom used to sit. So me and Jenny were really surprised one day when we saw that James and Tom were actually sitting in the seats in front of us, because everyone needs to stay in their assigned seating. Then James actually handed us a letter that was a declaration of war. Basically, he was saying that if we didn't give up our seats to them, they were going to start stealing our seats by trying to get there before us. And yeah, they basically declared war on us. And the letter was so funny because they actually wrote the fanciest words in it. It was like a full-on declaration of war. Me and Jenny were cracking up. So one day we were sitting in English, I think it might have been the next day after this happened. We were just doing our work and it was the class was sort of winding down, and me and Alex were just sitting there talking to each other as the class was ending, and suddenly we saw James like creeping towards the door as if he was getting ready to like bolt out the door. I then glanced at my timetable and I noticed that the next period was maths, and I was like, oh dear, he's actually gonna race to the maths room, which is at the other end of the school, and when I say other end, I mean other end. He's going to try run there to get the seat before me. So what ensued after was a literal chase to the maths room. I literally ran. We all literally ran, and it wasn't just me and James, other people were running too. We literally ran up the stairs to our maths classroom. It was pretty insane. I was like sweating and everything, and he actually ended up getting the seat, so that was unfortunate. So me and Jenny were stuck at the really uncomfortable seats at the front of the classroom, and James and Tom got the 2 seats at the back. So it was official, the war had begun. So basically that was it. We would just try to get to those back seats before James and Tom would. They would try to get there before we would, and that just continued for the rest of the year. It kind of slowed down towards the end of the year, and we would just take the seats if we could. We sort of gave up, really. This class was definitely not my favourite, but I'm so grateful that I was able to be in it and become so close with Jenny, because she's one of my best and closest friends. We can be so weird with each other, and I just love her to death. I'm so grateful to her for always being there for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this fun little story time. If you enjoyed it, please let me know if you want to see more videos like this. And once again, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!